will be on with this special live comedy event from Luxembourg Comedy. I Stay at Home Comedy. All the news, they're gonna be live and viral. So stay tuned. We're gonna start just a couple of minutes. We'll wait for you. Get your beers, get your drugs, get wherever you like to meet. And we're gonna be right away starting up this special comedy broadcasting from Luxembourg. Let's do one last connection test. Let me see. Where is he? Where is he? Can he not around yet? Okay, let me see. Oh, noise. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so now counting 9 p.m. sharp. So very good evening, everyone. Good evening, audience. Don't talk to me right now. Okay, I won't talk to you. Good evening. Good evening. Very welcome, every one of you from Luxembourg City. This special comedy broadcasting, I Stay at Home Comedy, Coronews, live and viral from Luxembourg to the world. Very, very welcome. So after the crazy developments last days, situation is coming a bit extreme, let's say. So lots of countries are really fucked up right now. And especially as a Spanish, I feel particularly affected by the situation. All my country has gone nuts, loco, muy loco, muy loco. And I think coronavirus has also affected royal family's brain, because Rey Felipe has kicked out his motherfucker father from the palace. So now dear Juan Carlos, hola, Sofia, is out of royal palace and no heritage, no pension. He's gonna have a hard time right now. But that's not the only news going on. So we're gonna have special live connections with our correspondents all around the world. We're gonna visit some countries around tonight. And first of all, we're gonna go not so far away from Luxembourg. Let's stay at Hollerich. And we're going to connect with our dearest correspondent, pues Andras 666, Day of the Beast. That's a cool name. And he's going to bring us the latest updates on the mainstream news and the latest developments on coronavirus. So let's connect with Mr. Andras right now. Let's see how it's working. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening. How are you doing over there?
How is it going around Hollerich, Mr. Andras?
Oh, the situation is dramatic. It's extreme. You know, all the people here are, I guess, staying at home. I have no idea. I don't go out. I never did, actually. In fact, my New Year's resolution was to be more social and outgoing this year.
Are you going to succeed? Do you think? Are you confident on that?
You know, actually, I thought I would need to change. I was being antisocial, I thought, but now the World Health Organization says I'm exactly as social as I need to be.
Yeah, sure.
So it's good to know. So shout out to all the introverts out there. This is our time, baby. We'll rule the world, because...
Stay strong, introverts and antisocials.
Yeah, because everyone else is going crazy, and for us, this is the time of our lives. We should really get together and celebrate later, I suppose. You know, let's just hope and pray that the internet stays up, and especially Netflix. You know, do you watch Netflix, Kalim? Is this how you spend your time?
All the time. But now I've switched on to Pornhub since it's for free. More interesting content right now. Yeah.
You know about Netflix? One of these days, I'm sure I will have a special occasion when I go on Netflix to watch a specific movie, and they will actually have it.
Yeah, or you don't take 45 minutes to find it, right?
Yeah, it's usually explored titles related to that show.
Yeah, that's the nicest stuff of Netflix.
Yeah, by the way, Yeah, here in Hollerich, there is an incredible development here. Under my window, there are 4 construction sites. So that keeps the noise going between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. And then from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., it's the nightlife. It's kind of the only area in a 300-kilometer radius where there are people just partying all night on the streets everywhere. So for the first, I've been praying to God for months to stop this noise. And
But can you just confirm, because as far as I know, that was a myth that Luxembourg has social nightlife. Is that correct? Does it exist actually?
well, like I said, in a 300-kilometer radius, there is one place where there was nightlife until 6 or 7 in the streets, people shouting, partying, getting angry and drunk and having fist fights, the fun stuff. All of this happened under my window, like directly.
You're sure it's not just the hobos fighting for a toilet paper roll, right?
Well, now this is gone. All of this is gone. It's eerily quiet here. I've been praying to God, please make this noise stop, and then God one day just did a miracle. So here's all this talk that God doesn't listen to prayers. He doesn't even exist. He doesn't care for his children. He does. You just pray,
Yeah.
and then, by the way, it looks like it's my bad. So, oops, sorry everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe I said my prayers wrong, because it's an extreme measure to stop the noise under my window, but it certainly worked.
Are you sure your prayers were properly addressed and they weren't lost in the post or something?
Yeah, maybe I should have specified something like, please God, make my wish come true. Just no coronavirus this time. I think from now on, all the prayers have to be specific. Like, don't kill a percentage of mankind just to stop the noise from under your window. I think that should be now it should be like a standard clause at the end of every prayer.
You'll have to try again for 2021, I guess.
Right. So let me say something important. To all the people out there, we have made it so far. We should all congratulate ourselves. We have made it through the first 4 days of the quarantine. There are only about 200 more days to go. It should be easy. Then this thing is important. Some people are annoyed and grumpy, but listen to me. Keep the quarantine rules. I'm an expert on coronavirus. How do you know that? Because everybody is. Based on the internet, everybody's a fucking expert. I have a special shout out to Italians, because we will all be fine. Everybody will be fine as long as the Italians follow the rules and stop socializing.
Tell that to my wife. I have her tied to the bed right now.
So, dear Italians, I love you guys. I will miss you all.
Okay, so thanks so much, Mr. Andras. We're getting back the connection to see how is it going the rest of the world. Thanks so much for joining us.
Keep safe. Keep it safe.
Toilet paper supplies are okay right now?
8 rolls and counting.
Nice. You're gonna have for 20 days. Okay.
Oh, wait. Just one more thing, if I can say.
Yes?
I have a very, very important public service announcement. Looks like flour, the stuff you made bread with, that's becoming the new toilet paper. Everybody is discovering their desire to learn how to bake bread at this moment. There is a flour shortage, so be careful, because I bought a package of flour, 1 kilogram, at a very reasonable price, but I had to throw it all out because it turned out to be cocaine.
I might have the answer to that.
Well, don't be scammed like I did.
So
keep the show going.
You have 2 reasons, Andras, for the flour. First reason, Italian making pasta, because pasta has been gone already for several days. And second reason, Italian bankers working at home. So get safe.
Keep it safe.
Good night, Mr. Andras.
I'll be watching.
So there is all the information from Hollerich about all the coronavirus. And we're moving outside Luxembourg borders. We have the special permission. We don't need it, actually. Internet is still free circulation. So we're going to connect directly to Strasbourg with some very special friend we have in France. Who's going to talk about the quarantine, I think. Good evening, Mr. Stefan Bodmer. How is it going, Strasbourg?
Good evening, Helene. Well, thank you very much for asking. In France, the citizens are in lock-in for a couple of days now, since Monday. So divorce rates have gone through the roof. The French have chosen a different kind of path than other nations. For instance, South Korea and Japan. The citizens follow the rules quite strictly. They stayed at home, and that thus stemmed the virus outbreak. In France, they've chosen a different strategy. The French do what the French do best. They shit about rules. Yesterday, all the parks were full of people, like barbecuing, having sex, drinking, etc., etc. It's a natural reflex to them. I find, like, as soon as the government says something, the French people go out and do exactly the opposite. Even my friend Jean-François, who told me, like, oh, Stefan, normally I am an introvert, but nowadays the government told me to stay inside. So the first thing I did was to go out, buy a tent, and camp out in the city center of Paris. And now every time I see an Indian tourist, I approach him and then lick them. So different kind of approaches. I think the government is to blame as well, because the government has kept a loophole for French citizens, so you can still go out of the quarantine, but you need a permit. You need a permit. You might ask, who will give you this permit? Well, you give the permit to yourself. So you write just on a piece of paper, I'm going shopping. Which to me doesn't seem like a very efficient way to stem the crisis. It is as efficient as, I don't know, putting a Saudi Arabian guy in charge of the Human Rights Commission at the UN. I doubt it will be like this, that the virus is going to be stemmed. But the government wants his citizens to be responsible, to behave responsibly. I think the people in the park yesterday, they don't behave responsibly. To them, behaving responsibility, or like avoiding responsibility, for them is like football to the Italians. Is a national sport. Those people in the park, they never follow the rules. They don't like responsibility. It's always the other people's fault. It's like, oh, what is the coronavirus? Why do we have that? It's the fault of the European Union. It's the fault of, I don't know, the French government. It's the fault of my girlfriend from 5th grade or something like this. While you read up on the coronavirus epidemic, read up on that, and we follow the news, like Russia Today, for instance, you of course realize it's not the fault of the girlfriend from the 5th grade. It's the fault of course, atheist black lesbian Jews financed by George Soros out of Hillary Clinton's pizzeria. So this is where the virus comes from. Of course, I am an Austrian myself. I'm based in Strasbourg, but I'm Austrian, and I want to do my part. I do it the Germanic way. I follow the rules quite closely. Yesterday, my girlfriend went out to buy some milk. When she came back, I didn't let her back into the apartment because, you know, horse are horse. But also because after 2 days of quarantine only, I already had like fever dreams of strangling my girlfriend. I think different kind of couples have different kind of approaches. I think it depends on how long you've been together with your partner. So young couples, for instance, they brave the situation differently. They would say like, oh, we don't care about the quarantine. We just Netflix and chill, baby. Couples who have been together a long time, they approach things differently. My girlfriend and I, we just said to each other, maybe we shouldn't hide the knives with our neighbors. So this is the situation in France. It's urgent, it's grave. But thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about this live in front of 36 people.
I have a couple of questions for you, Stefan, just
sure.
to know how it's exactly going on in France. You know, have you checked if the coronavirus is wearing a yellow vest in France? Is he wearing the gilet jaune? Or is he protesting for his rights in France?
Well, funny that you mentioned that. Already today, at least 3 of the unions in France addressed these people who work in the supermarket. They're now like, oh, we don't want to work because we might get infected. But then everybody else is breaking down. So I would assume that the coronavirus would indeed be a gilet jaune. It's spreading rapidly. It's spreading amongst people like in Mulhouse, where also like a gilet jaune movement was very big. So yeah, I would say the virus is indeed carrying a gilet jaune, and that's why perhaps that the crisis response of Macron was quite inexistent. Maybe that's the explanation.
Do you know which syndicate is it going to join, or is it going to join far right or far left, or just in the fucking middle?
Well, if it's a question of not working, I think this is a unanimous decision in France. Always, every union would join this kind of movement. So I'm quite curious. I stocked up already on toilet paper and on pasta, and now I'm quite keen on learning recipes for pasta all'arrabbiata with sheets of toilet paper on a bed of Kleenex. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Bogner, for giving us the news from France. We're gonna get back our connection and stay safe, and please keep your girlfriend outside the house.
Yeah.
For your
Thank you
own
very much.
safety, okay.
I will do that. I will do that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Bogner. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
So as you see, things are going crazy in France right now. It's gonna shit out of them. But if the French are, let's say, a bit crazy about that, there's another country which is even more crazy about that. Virus, catastrophes, pandemoniums, pandemias, coronaviruses, other viruses, black people. That's the United States, actually. So we're not going to connect to United States because they are sleeping right now, but we have a United States citizen living in Munich right now, which is quite closer in the same time zone. So we're going to get the connection with Mr. Chris over. Let me see. Top shelf mayo, great comedian, great American citizen. Good evening, Munich and toilet paper rolls. How is it going down there?
I am the god of toilet paper. Here I am.
There you go. You're prepping for the doomsday?
I've been prepping for the doomsday for years. This is an American's wet dream, this sort of situation. Yellen, I'm very glad you had me on today because I feel like I have a very unique perspective on this coronavirus. Sure. You see, I'm actually pro-coronavirus because I think for once I'm just so happy that there's something going on in the news that is not having anything to do with this orange golf ball in the United States White House, because this is honestly just ridiculous. For 4 years, I have suffered through people asking me all the time what my part in this orange Cheeto in the White House was for, and I'm just happy to be here today, pro-coronavirus, because I think we're looking at this situation all wrong, Gellen. I think we have a powerful... We have a powerful opportunity here that we're not taking advantage of, and that is we can finally sneeze racism out of existence. You see, have you ever been in an awkward situation where somebody says something racist and you just don't really know how to respond? Now you can. Yeah. Now you can just sneeze on that person and you can Thanos them away forever. They go away for the rest of eternity.
Hold on, because as far as I've heard from my racist friends, apparently coronavirus is not affecting black people. So do they have special countermeasures about that?
They do. White people are not nearly as fast as the black people. They can run further away and faster from the virus as it travels through the air. That's true. That's been confirmed by all the racist scientists out there.
Is the virus in the United States also insulting black people, or just?
It has been seen as a little bit racist, which I think is good. You know, racism, sneezing the racism onto black or onto racist people, I think sort of cancels the situation out, right? So it's like a negative plus a negative is equals a positive. Okay.
And by the way, you as an American citizen, how are you? Could you tell us how are you prepping for the doomsday, which eventually will come very soon, I guess?
I would love to tell you. You see, this is, like I said before, this is an American's wet dream. We have been preparing for this situation since the dawn of time. I have had a lot of free time recently, like many other people. And so what I've been doing with a lot of my free time is engaging in one of my favorite patriotic pastimes, which is watching trash American TV. I mean, really garbage, horse trash American TV. Because if there's...
Dynasty and so on? Duck Dynasty and shows like this?
Oh, not quite Duck Dynasty. There's a specific American television program called Doomsday Preppers, which I've been really fond of recently. Because these guys... I've noticed doomsday prepping, the act of preparing for doomsday, right? Collecting all this ridiculous amounts of toilet paper. By the way, I only get the kind that smells like roses. But this kind of thing is an exclusively white American thing. And I'm not saying that there are no people of color who engage in doomsday prepping, but I am just saying I don't think you'd see anybody who's in the NBA and does doomsday prepping. Do you know what I mean? And so, you see, I was watching an episode recently of somebody who was doing their doomsday prepping. And it was a guy who has his own castle in North Carolina, where I used to live in the United States.
Okay.
And he was saying to the cameraman, he goes, you know, when I started this business back when Obama became president, I thought, what better way to survive the impending apocalypse than to use my own property as my own post-apocalyptic fortress? So that's exactly what I did.
Smart guy.
He's a smart guy, and he looks over. He has his own mini golf course in his property. He looks over at the mini golf course and he goes, "See that mini golf course over there?" And the cameraman goes, "What you notice about that rock on hole 9 over there?"
I guess doomsday prepping doesn't have to be contradictory with having fun, right?
Not exactly, no. See, this guy's just all about survival. Because I noticed the people who are into doomsday prepping are some of the most racist people of all time, because they hoard all the toilet paper. This guy had talked about shooting Obama from the forest line that he was pointing his sniper rifle towards. And Obama, when this episode aired, Obama hadn't even been president for 2 years.
Actually, I'm going to take the occasion, just a small stop right there, because I see how many rolls do you have exactly right now?
This is 8, but this is just what I use for one poop.
Because actually, might need to buy something from you, because that's my last toilet paper remaining here. So I'm gonna be pretty fucked up right now. So I will need maybe. Could you send me a couple of them? 500 will do it.
Yeah, I can send you 500 half plies. Is that okay? So that's about 250 regular sheets.
Yeah, I guess I could do the maths, right? Yeah, sure.
Well, Gellin, I wanted to make one more point before we go, because I've been thinking, I feel like coronavirus is a lot like Disney Plus. You see, I don't have Disney Plus. I don't know anybody who has Disney Plus. I don't even know anybody who knows anybody who has Disney Plus. But I feel like it's one of those things where once you get it, you have to stay inside for 14 days and watch all your childhood movies in bed while you're crying alone about your own mortality.
You're talking about Mandalorian, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
I can get that feeling. I feel the same situation as you, because I haven't had the virus. I don't think I have it, but I have already watched the Mandalorian, and I don't have Disney Plus, so.
Not yet. My advice to you, if you think you have the virus, is go seek out as many racist people as you can and sneeze directly onto their faces.
Well, that's quite easy, let's say, but problem is I cannot go out of the house without getting a fine from police. They know me already, so it's quite risky. I might be disguising as a black guy, probably. I don't know.
Well, for an Andorran guy like you, I think you could just call it racism if the police won't let you out of your house specifically.
I think they can escort me, but they're going to charge me, because Luxembourg, you can do anything for free. So.
Yeah, Luxembourg is one of those rich white people country that's like 60% vowels and 40% bank fraud.
It's 95 actually, but yeah, quite close. So thank you so much, Chris. Stay safe there in Munich. I guess you will be safe. Have a good night, sir.
You too.
United States of America. So as you see, United States are also doing great right now with dooms prepping. They are properly prepped, I guess. I don't know if that's the exact term, but sure. They will kill each other before this is done. So we're gonna travel a bit more again. We're coming. Actually, I don't know where we're going exactly, because this person coming right now is in a shady place which cannot be disclosed, somewhere near the German-Luxembourgish border, I guess. And he's quite afraid of being caught. So all I can say is he's surrounded by swans. I mean, swans. No fucking idea what's that going on. But let's gonna find out with Mr. Benny. Benny J, are you still there, or did the swans they eat you already? Oh, there you are. You're still alive.
Yeah, I'm still here. How are we doing, Ian?
So you told me in the previous connection that you're still having some kind of issues with German borders, the police, and some confusing blue lights. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Before, but when I got down here before, there was if we go behind me, we'll be able to see the German border over my shoulder, and it looked like they were having a bit of a disco party with their flashing blue lights. And I was tempted to go over and join. Unfortunately, you know, we know how friendly the Germans are, and these Germans have guns, and I don't have enough toilet paper.
Okay, and they're proper Germans, right? Because they haven't done after hours, so 9 o'clock they have gone back home, right?
It seems that way. It seems so. This is what I wanted to bring to the attention of the nation. The border here, they seem to have gone home, so the Germans have given up. And also, where I'm sitting at the moment is on the ferry terminal. That throughout the whole day, we might be able to see the ferry in the distance behind me there. They've been going all day without any problems or German police. So basically, what I'm looking for is to wonder why my drug dealer has stopped sending me anything. There's no excuse in my mind. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine at the moment.
Might it there be a shortage of white flour, maybe?
It's possible. Maybe everybody's, coking up a little bit too hard themselves, and there's not sharing. They're not sharing. It's very upsetting. So, being down here at the moment though is a little bit like 28 days later. There's still some people about, but they look a little bit dodgy. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe activities down by the border now that the cops are gone, all the zombies come out to play.
That's really sad because as Snoop Dogg says, sharing is caring, right? So it's a bit sad.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll see if I get bitten. But I also wanted to know if you've seen in the news today anything about Big Brother.
German Big Brother.
German Big Brother. I was really surprised. Firstly, what the hell is Big Brother still doing around? I thought
Spain is already by the 20th edition, so
20th edition. That's what I mean. Like I don't know what I've missed, but 20 years ago it came out, and I thought it was long dead in the water. So what I'm concerned about though is at the moment all these Big Brothers around the world, they've effectively had everybody in isolation for 3 months.
I mean that was the deal, right?
Yeah, my concern is when we all die, they're going to be the ones that are going to have to repopulate the world. I can't believe we've let this happen. This is a little bit.
We won't be living for that, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, how can we let people that can't hunt or can't grow vegetables? All they can do is catch a sexual transmitted disease. That's their only talent, really. It's a bit concerning for me. I
mean, dinosaurs, they were extinguished, so.
Yeah, that's it. So, not sure, but look, I wanted to thank you. As you can probably tell, I'm from Australia, not from the local Burgerland where we are. So I wanted to see if anybody from Australia overseas has joined us. Anybody?
Are any houses in the audience right now? Cheer up.
Maybe we've got some UK guys, but I wanted to wish everybody safe. And I don't know if anybody knows where Luxembourg is, but I'll probably leave it there with you tonight. I think this is enough for now, but I appreciate you, Galen, and all the comics. Everybody stay safe, have a good night, and stock up.
Bye, Jane. Sorry, Janie, no. Benny J, mate. All the best. That was fast, right? Sorry about that.
I guess just to answer that question, I'm outside my home because I'm Australian. Nothing can kill me.
Can you actually? I see some audience members are asking a quite interesting question. Why are you outside of home? Did your girlfriend kick you out?
No. I just it's great outdoors, and I thought it's just a nice day to come outside and go for a walk. More things.
Do you have
in
your
Australia.
certificate to go out right now?
That's another thing. See, I don't speak any of the languages here, so I have no idea what I'm allowed to do or not allowed to do. So I just hope I survive.
Just make yourself a fool if they catch you, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'll just I'll go and hide. I'll do a Steve Irwin and go and jump in the river with the swans and poke them in the ass or something.
Easy peasy, Benny. Easy peasy for you. You got it for it right.
Thanks
so
Thanks
much
everyone.
for very useful information. See you next time. Stay safe. Don't get caught. Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
So as you see, everything's going relatively calm, all good. Nobody died during this connection, so we're pretty glad about that. We're going back to Luxembourg City. Our next correspondent is a very, very busy guy. He's doctor, non-doctor, I guess. Apparently he had, I don't know, he says it's a baby, we're not sure, but we're gonna try, and figure it out with him. Mr. David, Dr. Chi, how is it going in the richest capital of Europe? Are you still there? Did you get killed already by your daughter? He's not there. He's not. Oh my goodness, we lost one. Oh, not sure. Here, just accept the damn invitation, motherfucker. Oh, come on, I'm gonna send you again. Hold on. There will be one small thing saying, do you want to join? Just say yes. It's very easy. Baby's game. There you go. I knew.
Good evening, Helen. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I was having issues.
I'm so happy right now. I thought you were dead. I was already planning your funeral, but I was.
No.
How is it going, Mr. Chi?
I'm good, Helen. I'm good. Thanks for having me. This wonderful panel full of great journalists reporting live from the territories. On my side, I just want to touch base on some points that have been.
I got the information that you have some conspiracy theories, right? And something about
That's right.
Coronavirus vaccines. That's correct.
That's right. I've been doing my own research. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy myself, but I do like to do the research. And it appears that once again the conspiracy theories are going crazy over this coronavirus. I don't know. Have you heard anything about it so far? The most common one is that it's a man-made virus that has been engineered in a Chinese laboratory and was accidentally released.
I'm quite sure about that. I agree, but the really question here might be who made it.
Well, it depends who you listen to. So there's many theories. There's theories that it was done by Iran, made to destroy the stock markets. Another theory that once again is that the Jews did it. Apparently, the coronavirus had some like Jewish elements on it, and it was done for them to do some inside trading. But I believe that the most common acceptable by science theory so far is that it derived from bats, because the current, yeah.
Do you think like if it was made by the Jews, wouldn't it be like Shalom virus or something like this?
Yes, it would be, and it would probably have some bit of it missing, from the lower half. But apparently it's not. It is indeed a virus that most likely originated from a bat, and which makes me think that when that baby bat was actually born, would the bat's parents look at this little bat and think that, oh my God, this bat is a special bat. It's a special one. This one is going to go out there and change the world. And there you have it. In 2020, this bat has actually collapsed, destroyed the stock markets, has made the whole humanity stay indoors. That's one special bat. It's managed to do so many great things. I mean, at least if you're an evil bat, of course that is. But we are where we are. The whole humanity is affected. Everyone's affected in some way or another. We're all stuck in a quarantine. Now, in one way, I'm kind of glad that our generation is going through something like this. I would rather go something like this than go through a war, like a great war, because I'm not a good soldier. I'd rather stay home and fight through social media. And I'm thinking that probably in the future we'll be telling stories to our kids about the Corona days, right? We'll tell them about the old days when people used to shake hands. We used to extend our limbs and hug each other's palms for a few seconds. Sometimes we would touch cheeks and make a smacking sound with our lips, like so. And our kids would be like, why? Why, Daddy? Why would you do something like this? And we'd be like, we didn't know. We didn't know back then that something so great could happen.
Now, what
things have changed, right?
Can you tell me what are you with method are you using right now to replace the classical kiss or hug? Are you touching your baby with a stick, maybe with?
No, no, no. Within the family, we still use normal greeting methods. I do touch my baby. Well, hold my baby rather. It sounds better. However, on the outside world, I go with my spiritual side and I do the classical namaste. And that seems to work. That seems to work just fine. But I'm pretty sure I will never shake a hand again.
What about touching yourself? Are you taking precautions right now? Do you use gloves or do you keep
gloves? Hand sanitizer all over my body if I need to, all over my wife's body. It burns sometimes, but hey, you gotta stay safe, right?
Yeah, it might be a bit dry, right?
Absolutely. What else things I was thinking of? So the corona vaccine. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious now. All the anti-vaxxers are getting a demonstration of what it's like to live in a vaccine-free world. I really hope that the vaccine gets released out soon. Hopefully, this one will not gonna make me more autistic because I would have big troubles in functioning society. So hopefully, that would be a clean, organic one.
Another progress already, right?
Yes. As you can tell, I'm a bit slow in certain ways. My humor sometimes is not very socially acceptable, causing issues. I have an idea actually. I want to try it out with you because I know you're into like the hotel business, right? On the side, you work with hotels, right?
No, not anymore, but I've been, yes, sure.
Okay, so here I've got this idea to pitch you, right? So imagine this package, this holiday package, where it's corona free, right? So all the people that come to the hotel, they get tested right there on the spot. If you're corona free, if you're healthy, you get to go and have a beautiful vacation like you would always do. If you test positive, they then put you in a separate wing of the hotel with its own separate pool, its own separate food, and they just give you medical care. Well, you have your holiday. Everyone stays healthy. Everyone stays sick, but they don't mix. And then they fly back in separate planes, separate buses. I think it's a great idea. What do you think?
That sounds familiar, right? Was it segregation, I guess?
Exactly. It's pretty much like this, but this case will be with the coronavirus victims. A great idea.
Sounds great. Sounds great. You should pitch it out to the big hotel chains, Hiltons, but be sure you cough to all of them first.
Definitely, totally agree. Another point I want to bring up is I thought this virus would bring the whole community closer. In a way, it has. I went downstairs to my elderly neighbor and I asked him if he needed something for me to get him from the store. But this guy really doesn't trust me. He never did. Maybe it's because I don't speak Luxembourgish. I don't know. But he opened the door with like a mask like this. He was like, "What did you want, you fucking immigrant? Get out of here!" I'm like, "I just want to help you, sir." He's like, "Get out of here! You're gonna make me sick." So in one way, people just don't understand. They'd rather just be alone and isolated in these difficult times.
So ungrateful.
What can we do?
Yeah. What a shame.
Indeed.
So, Mr. Dr. Chi, which is not a doctor, thanks so much.
Not a doctor. Before we go, I have one last question for you, Helen.
Yes.
Are you wearing pants right now? No? Rather not discuss?
Sorry, I didn't hear. Seems like the connection was frozen. What
oh,
was
right. My question.
What's the question? Yeah. Oh, sorry, we lost you. You were like very blurry, like a Japanese dick. Somebody commented there, I think. So sorry for that. I think we lost your connection. It was pretty weak. Pussy connection, like yourself. Thanks so much in any case, Mr. David, for this useful information on the conspiracy theories. And now, I'm not sure we should be back to Luxembourg again, but our next correspondent should be connected already. If I can find him. I don't think he is. We lost Kenny. Apparently Kenny is not there, which is a shame. So we're gonna jump directly to our next correspondent, which belongs to Luxembourg's royal family, the real one, and apparently he died also. I don't know, guys, if you can give it a hand. I see Mr. Sandeep is around there. Can we do a direct connection to Chile? No, Chile, no, it's not Chile. Chile is the Mexican, right? Wow. So disgusting. Could we connect to Curry country? Wait. We just got a new incomer, a new correspondent, Mr. Oh, he's there. Okay, so we're gonna connect directly to the real Luxembourgish royal family. Our Highness, Mr. Prince. Good evening, Mr. Prince. How is it going down there? Apparently, Mr. Prince is somewhere nearby his pants. Good evening, Mr. Prince. What is it?
Oh, good evening. Good evening, Khalil, and thank you very much for having me.
So you have a disturbing bunch of shit, right?
I did not catch it.
That apparently, according to the previous connections, you have a disturbing mixed batch of shit, right?
Yes, a lot. Actually, as a matter of fact, I left home to come here to report, and just like David earlier, I was listening in, and just like David earlier, I went to my neighbor and I asked her if she needed something from the supermarket, and she said yes. So I gave her my list, and I told her, why don't you get this for me too?
Smart move, smart move. So where are you right now exactly?
I am actually in a hospital. As you can see, I've got a white wall behind me. So hospital, and I am not hospitalized. That is the good news. They just tested me. I went to a kebab shop on the way here, and instead of giving me a kebab, they gave me a test. They gave me a COVID-19. It was a drive-through.
So can you confirm now that the tubes are right up your ass right now?
Very probably, I do not feel them though.
Fair enough.
It's a bit like throwing a sausage down the alleyway. And it's so wide and the tubes are so small, I do not feel them.
Okay, so it's already quite, let's say, used, right?
Yes, very much, very much. You were also speaking about with our colleague Chris in Munich. You were speaking about the whites and the blacks, and the difference that I have found in between whites and blacks, especially since I'm brown, I'm halfway between the two, so I can see both sides of the story. The difference between whites and blacks is that white people cannot jump and black people cannot land.
So you could deduce for that logic that brown people would just get like half the virus?
Oh, it's not that. We get, it's only half of us who get the virus. The other half. You see,
makes sense. Totally makes sense. So you're in the good or in the bad half right now?
I do not know. I'm being tested. So when the results come out, I think I'll be either in or out. And that is a very cricketing term. You are either in or you're out. So since I'm
independently of the test, how do you feel yourself?
Actually, I just went for a kebab and it did not feel very much different. They just gave me something to drink. It was a yogurt drink, ayran or something. And while I was having that, they took whatever they needed from me. So I did not even feel it.
Okay, so please, if you get the results during this connection, will you be so kind to share them with us so everybody can get more?
As soon as I get the results, you'll be the first one to know. And even if it's after this little interview, I'll post them on while I'm here. So
that will be very, very helpful for all the health and safety. Yes.
As a matter of fact, I'm in a hospital because I work as a nurse. And while I was coming here, I came past the maternity ward, and there was this woman who was holding a little infant, and she told him, "Oh, 9 months back, I almost swallowed you, and you would have been saved from coronavirus. But well, you're not saved in much.
I mean, somehow you have to die, right? Virus, ETS.
Exactly. I mean, there has to be something. There has to be one way to die, and life is, they say, is a very great philosopher said, life is quite a fatal disease.
In my country, they say you have to die of something, at least die happy. So,
yeah, precisely. Speaking of which, many couples will not be happy these days because they are living pretty much one on top of the other, as would be your case, I suppose. I heard you tied your wife to the bed and you left her there.
No, I put her out to the garden, actually. But yeah, actually, divorce rates are skyrocketing right now. And also conjugal killings.
I was thinking for men, basically, if you're looking for some action with a hot, but an older sort of a vagina, then you can go to the crematorium.
What, sir? Could you repeat? I couldn't hear you.
I say if you're looking for an action with an old hot pussy, then you can go to the crematorium. Is that a suggestion?
That could be an option, yes.
And if you want 100% success rate, you can go to the abortion center, of course.
Of course. Fair enough.
So,
anything else you might need to...
As of now, I'm just waiting. There is no one over here. There is no one in the hospital. I'm the only patient only potential patient. So all the nurses are here dancing around. They're not doing anything. I think they're making a porn film up back there somewhere, but I think there's a camera crew as well. But I'll report about that later.
So if I do get it right, you say there is nobody in the hospital and you have to run the tests yourself?
No, there is someone in the laboratory. It's some Dr. Frankenstein, I think, but I didn't get the name right. Anyways, it's someone in the laboratory. He's doing the test, and when he's finished, he will come down and he will tell that to the doctor, who will tell that to the nurse, who will tell that to the orderly, who will write it down, who will give it back to the nurse, who will give it back to the doctor, and the doctor will come around and tell it to me. So that's
nice. Understood. Simply, easy process. I get it. So, Your Highness, Mr. Prince, thanks so much for this useful information. Please come back to us if you get your results. Would be connected to you, right?
I'll post it up. Thank you very much, Khalid.
Have a good evening, sir.
You too, sir.
So we are getting close to 9:46 p.m. already. So we are gonna finish this special broadcasting, connecting to the most experts on all the expertise. The guy who knows everything around here. He's gonna be helping you with public information and answering, helping me answering the questions you might have. I think it's gonna be somewhere around there. Mr. Deepu, is he there? Did he leave? Mr. Deepu? Are you there, Mr. Deepu? Kuri calling? No. Is he there? We got another super expert. I think we can try and call him. Mr. Sandip, are you connected right now? Can you join this special panel so you can answer the audience questions might have about this outraging situation? Let's try if he is alive yet. Seems like one of our two Indians died already. Ah, he's there. Mr. Deepu. How is it going down there, Gar neighborhood? Mr. Deepu could be in a food coma, could be touching himself. Oh no, he's there. Good evening, Deepu. How is it going?
Good, man. Things are good. My name is Sandeep, by the way, but it's a common mistake. Um, yeah, I don't have any updates. I've been self-isolating myself for a couple of weeks now.
So you
So
had properly the virus you
I,
shared?
I just don't know. I did stock up though. I bought a lot of food, canned stuff, frozen food. But it looks like I didn't plan well because there's something about quarantine and being stressed and anxious. The first thing I want to eat when I wake up is brioche French toast with some strawberry whipped cream, a bowl of fresh watermelon. So I didn't plan well, is what I'm saying.
That sounds really disgusting. I mean, even for French menu.
It's yeah. Thanks for ruining the punchline. Yeah, just trying to go somewhere with that, but yeah.
Let me know,
I
my
kind of
dear.
I kind of feel like, the whole quarantine situation, it's turning everybody into either a combination of a serial killer and a sex offender, because every time I walk in or walk out of a room, I wipe down surfaces, remove fingerprints. I step out on the street, I have to keep a 2 meter distance from little children. So yeah, that's there. Um,
So I introduce you as you have already been suffering the quarantine, the stress, and probably the virus. I guess you are the rightest person to answer all the audience questions they might have, right?
okay, I didn't understand a word of what you said, but hey,
So
I'm
I mean, like, now that you're an expert on isolation, self-isolation, virus itself, and stress management, you could reply the audience answers they might have.
Yep. I'm happy to take questions.
So now the panel is open. If anybody has any questions about this situation going on now, you can put your questions in there, and we can try and answer them. Apparently, Mr. Deepu died right now. Poor guy. We're gonna miss him. Well, actually, I don't know. We have another Indian guy, so we can replace them, I think. So any questions? Otherwise, we're gonna get our replacement Indian guy, I guess. So, Mr. Sandeep, are you there? Question sticker. Let's put the question sticker. Hold on. Yes, I'm gonna put the question sticker. Just a second, if it's coming up. Yes. No, I can't. You have to do it before. So please answer my questions or put your questions on. So we're getting the Indian guy back. Are you there, Deepu?
Hi.
You go. Yes.
So how does this work? Do I get off the screen? Does everybody answer questions? What's
No,
happening?
just wait for people. Can you see the comments and the questions in there?
Yeah.
So just answer them as they come. It's easy.
Okay.
You get a question.
Are you
give an
wearing
answer.
any pants? Okay. The
Easy
answer is
process.
no. Okay.
Everybody seems to be fine with
So
that. So
who agrees that Helen needs to get an Oscar for his excellent facial expressions all through
So
the
how many times did you wash your hands? So for today, I think it's been 37 for me. And you, Deepu?
I don't know. I don't count. I didn't count, I guess.
So are you considering getting the coronavirus? He's falling again. So in my case, let's say only if they give it for free with toilet paper. Otherwise, I'm not spending a single euro on buying a virus when you can get it for free anytime. I'm Spanish, I'm not an idiot. So yeah, let's say I will get it. Yeah, probably Deepu didn't wash his hands today, and he's gone running to the toilet to do it right now because he just remembered. Any other questions? Maybe let me scroll up. What do you mean about wearing pants? I'm gonna stay seated in shame, probably. Yes. It's just to leave you with the doubt, keeping the mystery alive. You can do your bets, huh? If I have them, if I have them not, you can bet, or your toilet paper rolls, 1 toilet paper roll, 2, 5, depends. I get all of them if I win. So you can put your bets on. Also, the Indians now wash their hands in scotch. That's some pretty high level stuff. Huh? That's a lot of money going down the drain. So let me see, what else do we got here as a question? Somebody put any other questions there? Does wanking help to overcome? Actually, it says I only have 22 seconds, so I'm going to say goodbye to everyone, because this Instagram broadcast is unlimited. So good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for attending to this special broadcasting of Luxembourg Comedy. I Stay at Home Comedy, Coronews live